Okay, let's go. We are live, everybody. It has been quite some time. I've been away, apologies. And I have not been feeling that well today either, so it's going to be a fairly short stream, I imagine. But I wanted to jump on here and do a little bit anyway, just because I had a bit of time. And I've been away, so I haven't really had hobby time. So keen to get stuck into it, you know? So that is what we are going to do. And make sure we're all good here. I think so. So let's get stuck into a little bit of contrast paint. Snakebite leather. For a bit of the leather sections of our model. That's what we're going to begin with. Nice, chill, easy parts of the model. So I've done a bit offline as well. Just ease back into it, you know. I know it might seem like I've been on this commission for quite some time, but we are definitely making some progress. That's for sure. I'm a slow painter, what can I say? Hey Luke, how are you, mate?
Blood for the blood god.
Good to see you, mate. Unloyal Chad. Hi, bro. As a new person to the hobby, I want to ask a question: how to get normal paint consistency for base layers? It literally just takes practice. Unloyal. What I would do is I normally just put on like a drop or two. I tend to use like a drop or two, like out of these bottles, right? You drop a bottle, wet your paintbrush, kind of like that. See how the water's on there like that? That's probably a bit too much water to begin with, but I put it next to your paint drop and slowly sort of mix it in side by side until you get a smooth-ish consistency. I can't really show you because of my setup. But it honestly just comes down to practice. So the more you do it, the more feel you will get for it over time. Chapter Master finally grants us another glorious stream. Yes, I'm back, mate. I've been MIA for a while. I was traveling through the warp, got lost. That's why I've been away. I've been away for work, and that's been meaning no hobby time. I've been literally traveling away from home all of last week, and then just playing catch up when I got back. So I haven't had much time for hobbying at all. And I'm not feeling great. I think I caught something at the airport. Someone was like coughing, so I'm slightly tainted by Nurgle at the moment. But we'll see how we go. That's good to hear, Luke. Weekend, nothing too crazy. Was catching up with family and friends this weekend, which was nice. What about you? But yes, tourism, indeed. Perks of tourism, you get to travel. Cons of tourism, you're away from your hobby desk, so you don't get to paint. Unloyal. Metallic needs to be mixed like a normal paint, or it can be without water mix. Exactly like your normal paint. So if it's a metallic like this, mix it exactly how you would like your normal paints. Don't need to do anything different. When it is something like this, a metal color, like an airbrush color, these actually come pre-thin, so you don't really need to add any thinner to it. You can pretty much apply straight from the pot. Tech Priest Gary, how are you, mate? How you going? Legend Gaming, what model are you painting? It looks like Blood Angels, but might be wrong. I am painting Dark Angels. It is a Blade Guard veteran, a part of a little commission, so this is how they will turn out at the end. And we've got a few lined up at similar stages of progression. So yeah, that's what we're painting up this evening. So let me work out where I was at. There's a few that I probably need to do a few steps off stream, but more so that I can paint on stream. This one, and we'll paint that one too. Cool. Okay, we're doing a little bit of the gold trim now, and we're going to use Necro Gold from Scale 75. You see this paint a lot in my streams because it is fucking brilliant. What do I think about speed paints? Is it good for new painters? 100%, dude. If you're new and haven't really painted much, speed paints can be really good just to get you some finished models, get you used to painting in general. But as you progress, I recommend you pick up normal paints, normal acrylic paints, because then you can really practice and refine your skills. It teaches you about light and how to properly thin your paints and all that sort of stuff. But they all have their uses as well. Like I used contrast paints as like washes and things. Or if I just want to be lazy, kind of like this leather section, I'm literally just using 2 coats of snakebite leather because I can't be bothered to paint it normally, because it still has a decent effect. And a palette, I'm using a wet palette. Definitely recommend a wet palette if you're wanting to improve your painting game. Back in the day, I had a little tile when I was a kid, like one of those ceramic tiles, which I think a lot of people used to have. Or I see people with just plastic palettes that you buy from the dollar store. They're okay, but if you really want to take your painting seriously, invest in a wet palette or make one yourself. I made one when I first started just to test it out. But I've gone ahead and bought a red grass wet palette, which is like the premium brand of wet palettes, and it's really good. I really like it. Luke, pretty good weekend, despite the Wallabies losing. Oh, rest in peace, mate. Unlucky. I'm not a Union fan, so I did not see that. Soz. And a financial year party. Getting the boss's dollars, very nice. Nice. Getting drunk, hell yeah. Free drinks are the best. They taste better too. Paying for it in the morning, mate. Bit hungover on Sunday, I imagine. Whoa, negative. trooper, mate. Heavyweight. Look, can be a good and a bad thing. That means it's more expensive for you to get out if you want to get drunk. But also, 1 or 2 is not going to send you off, you know? Pros and cons. Okay. Yes, on the shield. We need to pick those bits out. Cannot forget about those. How to remove shaking hands effect and improve brush control, or does it come with practice? Comes with practice, my friend, but if you do have just naturally shaky hands, the best way is to lean into the desk. So what I'm doing right now is kind of like handcuffing my hands like this and pushing into my work desk, because if I would hold the model up here, I'd be shaking slightly, which is not great if you're trying to do fine details. So almost put on imaginary handcuffs and lean into the desk. That will help steady your paintbrush. And then brush control just happens over time. Repetition, my friend, repetition. I say it all the time, it's just like lifting weights at the gym. You can't pick up the heaviest weight if you've never been in the gym before or lifted a weight in your life. You need to start small and work your way up. Same thing with anything. Practice makes perfect. Connoisseur used to work for BWS. Nice. What you call an ex-professional alcoholic, I like it. Very nice. Take home all the free samples. But you got a cupboard full of like stubby coolers from all the promo stuff. Okay, so that's that. I've just noticed a mistake on this guy, so I'm going to fix it up while I'm looking at it so I don't forget. Just on his knee here, I've got a bit of overspill. Let's quickly touch it up with a bit of Wraithbone. Perfect. Axle, yeah, shake like the leak. It's so frustrating. Yeah, I don't naturally shake too much, which I'm quite lucky in that regard. But if I drink too much coffee, it ain't good. It ain't good. The Abyss. Who are you painting right now? What faction of Marines? So we're painting some Dark Angels. Some in the Deathwing scheme. And they're Blade Guard veterans. And then hopefully we'll get very close to finishing off this group very soon. Little commission. Send it off to the rightful owner. ARIA music, yeah, Dark Angels, for sure. They are cool. Cool little chapter. Once upon a time, I did want to collect them myself. What primer color do I prefer? Black. I love myself a black primer color. Chaos Black from GW is good. I use it a lot. And also, if I can get my hands on some Colorforge matte black, that is probably my favorite one. but they seem to sell out very quickly in Australia, and I don't think they've got a restock yet. So I would love to get my hands on some more of that, because that was really good stuff. Okay, so we're going to put in a little bit more silver on some of the outstanding areas, and I'm trying this one out. Natural steel has a bit of a blue tone to it, which I think is quite nice. So we're going to see how it goes, and it's in a dropper bottle like this, which I really like. I've had another one. The too thin coats dropper bottles aren't as good as the Vallejo or AK dropper bottles. So I wanted to try one of those. New steel colors out. That's what we're going to do. A soldier. Hey mate, how are you? Aria Music plays Dark Angels and Space Wolves. Ooh, nice mix. I've got some Space Wolves on sprues that I want to paint off soon. And they're my own. But I can't break them open just yet, rather, until I get through a few more commission pieces. That'll be my treat for myself once I get through it. Paint up some Space Wolf boys. Knight Baron for the Emperor.
For the Emperor, brother. May his gut might guide you.
What do I paint leather with? I just used 2 coats of snakebite leather contrast paint over a light undertone. And this is the result so far. It's kind of a super easy, quick method of painting leather. You can go real hardcore if you want to, but I just decided, because we're painting to a kind of just above tabletop standard, we don't need to go psycho and spend multiple layers on the leather components. We can just hit it with a decent coat of contrast paint and get a good result. The local game store always has the Colourforge sprays. I'm jealous. There's a few at mine, but like the classic, like the whites and the blacks and the greys are just gone. Constantly out of stock. Even when I looked online, I couldn't see any that had any of the matte black in stock, which was a shame. Like for stores around Australia, just no good. Do I do Lord of the Rings? Asked Coles. No. I haven't actually painted up a Lord of the Rings model before. And I know they're actually extra tiny compared to Age of Sigmar and Warhammer. So I don't know how I'd fare, given they're even smaller than these guys. I think that's all the silver parts I wanted to pick out on this bloke. Just doing a once over, make sure I've got everything. And we can move on to the purity seals once I get the silver on the other areas, but I just noticed I missed a bit of gold. So let's fix that while I'm looking at it. Right here. Done. Oh, not done. Here as well. That's cool. That'll do. I've always wanted a unit of Black Templar intercessors. Hell yeah. I got a Black Templar sitting here, dude, which I would be keen to paint up as like a full box or an army at one point. It's fun. I do like the look of Black Templars. Super basic, like black. It's not an exciting color, but with the white shoulder pads, pop a color here and there. Hell yeah. Then we're cooking. Yes, it takes time, doesn't it, soldier? Painting models in general. You should try a glow effect on the crown thing. It says Mr. Dragon VR. If I could, I would, mate. But this is a commission piece, so unfortunately I am bound within the parameters that my client is setting. But just to show you a glow thing that I've done before, this is the one I always whip out because I think it really looks like it's glowing. I'm quite proud of how this guy turned out. So he can do that, but unfortunately not on this model that I'm painting at the moment. Harry is on the other side of the world in Ireland. Yes, so that would help because I think the Colour Forge comes from the UK. So a lot closer to home for you than me. Colds about the Lord of the Rings. I'm gonna say some blasphemous stuff right here, but I have not actually seen the Lord of the Rings and or read it. Like, I'm a massive nerd, but I have not watched the full trilogy and or I think I got halfway through the first movie. And then my mates, we decided to play Risk instead. So, whoops, sue me. Jake, how are you, mate? Dark Drifter. Yeah, Dark Angels indeed. That's what we're doing here. Got a Blood Angels fan here too. Very nice. Interesting, no salamanders yet. Dropping their salamander love in the chat. Ronald Reagan. Lucky, I'd love to watch the first time again. Yeah, I feel like I need to at some point. It's like 3.5 hours, isn't it? Or like 4 hours or something for the first movie. I need to like dedicate time, like to specifically just have no distractions. And then we'll get through it. My day was good. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it. Thank you for asking. Alright. Let's do a little bit of painting before I keep yapping. So silver bits. Any outstanding silver bits? Yes, on this guy. Swap. Dark Drifter. Do I have any painted Raven Guard? I don't, unfortunately. That is one chapter I haven't painted. It's the Raven Guard. One day. Some of the new models look really cool, so if I decide to get my hands on those, I will. Like those character models. I think I might paint one up. But they're very similar in colours, obviously, to like Black Templars. So it's kind of how I'd paint it if you saw the Black Templar I showed earlier. Watch the special editions? Maybe. I think I might have to. Like, there's just so many pop culture references to it as well, you know? I feel like I'm missing out. And I'm going to add to that blasphemy. Same with Star Wars, guys. Like the OG ones. No. I think I watched the one with Darth Maul or whatever, the dude with the two double-sided lightsaber. Yeah, but the rest I haven't seen. But I've seen all the new ones, which is really weird. So, I don't know. It's very chaotic. Can I ask why you painted the tip of the scabbard silver? Usually they're golden. Well, I think because there's a lot of silver on here, mate. Wanted to spice it up because otherwise it gets a bit too boring if you just have all of the one. So that's why we did it. Let's add a bit of variation. Variation is good with models, otherwise they kind of just blend into nothingness, I reckon. Do you play the Space Marine 2 game? I was actually playing that the other day, brother Titus, just for a bit of fun. I haven't finished it. I got like halfway with some friends, and then it's not enough time, you know, to do everything you want to do. So I think I'll pick it up again one day and finish the campaign. Raven Guide characters. Yeah, when the other one's released, I want to get that one. I think he looked really cool, whatever that guy's name is. Once I get my hands on him. Is this the same commission you've been painting? It is. I was away for work for quite some time last week, pretty much all of it, and didn't have any time to do any painting because I was not home. So trying to catch up a little bit, so I've done a bit off screen as well. But we're getting there, we're getting there. I think that's all the silver parts for this dude. Yes, I'm gonna say yes. Then this one. Yep. Oh no, 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 no. Aaron, what are you doing? This bit right here. Shaking my damn head. There we go. Alright, perfect. Now I can put it to the side. And grab this bad boy back out. Luke, Long is someone who was too young to see them in the cinema. Your dad's special editions were your first experience. Oh, nice. Very good. How much longer are the special editions? Just curious. See you, soldier. Have a good one, mate. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, not even Star Wars, guys. Sorry. Very heretical of me, I know. Whoopsie. But hey, when I was a kid, I enjoyed Starship Troopers before it was like a meme and before it was cool to like it. That was my favorite movie when I was like 6 years old. So, yeah, it's kind of where the 40k comes in, you know? It's like Astra Militarum versus Tyranids. Or back in the Imperial Guard, I should say. Primaris? Yes, Cybot, it is. This is a Primaris Blade Guard. Veteran. Yeah, I heard the campaign's pretty good, brother Titus. So I will have to definitely make some time to finish that. And it seems like I have to make some time to watch Lord of the Rings and Star Wars as well. And 10 other things too. And his belt buckle. Need to do his belt buckle. Very nice, Arya. Very nice. Keep painting, my friend. Are these supposed to be Deathwing, or have you not just done the green yet? No, they're in the Deathwing color scheme. This is what they'll look like when they're finished. Like this. Obviously based, but my client is going to do the base himself. But that is the finished product. And then for the inner circle companions, which we painted up on stream another day, it was black like this. This is how they're going to end up too. Sorry, I didn't want to cough in your ear. Cool. Very nice. I think we're getting close to a wash step after we do some of the purity seals. And for the purity seals, we're going to use skeleton horde, if I can find it. Snakebite leather. I saw it earlier today. Where is it? Here it is. Skeleton horde contrast paint for those purity seals. Don't watch the last 3. Star Wars. Copy that. Lazy Man's about to start collecting Space Marines again and convert them all into Grey Knights. Yeah, I feel for you if you're into Grey Knights. It's all still old models, hey? Like the squatty style. Like, bro, just upgraded already, you know? The reason I'm doing this, there's blotchy areas of mixed paint like red here. This is just to give it a kind of a foundation for later. I don't need it to be like fully painted. I just want to have a little bit of color on it before we do a wash. So just picking it out very quickly, and then we can move to the wash step. Mitcheltron, thanks dude. It isn't my model, but I'll take the compliment. I'll let the guy know that you like his models. It is pretty cool. I like the mohawk look though. He did a good job. Add a bit of gold here. Jake, hell yeah. Got some food, watching the stream, living the life, mate. Why am I here? Hey mate, how are you? What's happening? How you been? Alrighty. I think it's time we do a wash. We have been dancing around it for a little bit now. Let's just full send. I'll probably leave this guy because I haven't decided what color I want to do his cloth on the sword yet. So we might just leave that for this evening. I don't think I want to make it green. Green Bilal, what are we doing? We're painting some models, mate. Painting some dark angels. So let's get out the Nurgle palette. Broccoli Kev, my friend. What's happening, mate? So, the gross ass palette is making another appearance. So when we're using enamels and oil washes, I use a separate palette because it gets absolutely disgusting, as you can see. That's why it is my Nurgle palette. Because I was playing around the other day, I'll show you some other models that I was painting up. This is a different commission. And I was using like some of the gore effects and like the snot effects to make like saliva and dribble and stuff. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. He's not finished. There's a little bit of refinement to do in him, but he's almost there. This is one of the possessed dudes that I'm working on, and here is another one that I'm doing on the side as well. Yet to have a wash over him as well on the black armor and pick out some other areas, but I'm just kind of trying to pick out all the bone areas first before we keep going. But yeah, happy with how they're turning out. Gnarly looking models, I reckon. But yeah, it was really fun working with, like, I don't know if you can see it close up, but like the gore effects, that was fun. Stringing it all along, making it like real gross. But yes, the Nurgle palette is returning. And Nanya, thank you, dude. Gigaputty, sick. What are those kits? I'm not too sure. They're a commission that was sent to me. I'm pretty sure they're just Chaos Possessed, the ones that I just showed on screen. I think that's what they're called. So we are going to use Streaking Grime. This bad boy here. I need to clean out a little bit of my palette so it doesn't get contaminated with other enamels. So just giving it a wipe out as we speak. That'll do. We use an old shitty brush like this, and we need some odorless thinner and a pipette, one of these things, to get out the odorless thinner. So get a little bit out so we can thin down the wash when we need to. Always screw on your caps afterwards, because I have spilt many a pot all over myself and my desk for not screwing on the caps. So screw on the caps. So Streaking Grime, give it a good shake. Yeah, it'd be a very cool kit bash if it was. I'm not that talented, unfortunately. So I'm adding in a bit of the white spirits. We just get a paintbrush full of Streaking Grime, and that'll probably do us. Screw back that cap, and we can go straight onto it. Wash straight away. We don't need to varnish the model. Fuck that, who has time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that. So we're just gonna go straight over the top. And we'll work out if it's too thin or thick pretty quickly. Pretty good. I'm gonna say that that's decent. Consistency. Make sure it's mixed up enough. yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Slap it all on. And we're not going to let it dry for long. We'll put it on maybe the second dude. And then we can wipe it off straight away because we really just want it to slightly tint the Deathwing kind of bone color. And then sit in the recesses. That's kind of the whole goal. That's it. Sick. And then same with this dude. Stone, how do I learn this? Just over time, mate. Just keep painting. Watch YouTube videos. That's about it. Just pick up tips and tricks where you can. Lots of really good YouTube videos out there if you really want to work on certain aspects, certain techniques. Heaps of good stuff out there. And just practice over time. Jacob, hey mate, how you going? Welcome back. Yeah, Martin, he did. He take a dive into the sewer straight away. He is very muddy and gross now, but that's what we want. Because we can clean it up in just a moment. Let's make sure I'm covering everything. Even the undersides. Thanks, Stone. Appreciate it. Okay, we can put this guy to the side, pick up the one that we did originally. Let's see how much it's dried in that short amount of time. I don't imagine too much, but enough to probably warrant us wiping things away. So I'm going to use my trusty old, if I can hold on to them, makeup sponge removers, these applicator things that I got off Amazon. And we're just going to wick it away like so. And that is doing quite a good job. Is it Mortarian Grime? Asks Gregory. No, it is not. It is Streaking Grime. So it's an enamel product, so it's different to like a wash that you would see from Games Workshop. It's a scale modeling product. It's quite good if you ever want to experiment with them, but they take some time to learn how to use. Because it's quite different to your standard washes or acrylic paints. But can leave you with some really cool effects, and quick and easy too. I love it. It's one of my go-tos for sort of tabletop standard troops. Even some display pieces, like that, it has their place if you use it in more targeted select areas. Cool. I think that's looking decent. I'm getting a result that I'm happy with. School's a bit too long to watch your streams. Oh, I'm sorry, Jacob. But good thing you are focusing on school, my friend. That is important. Chris, thank you. And hello as well. And Gamer Lass, I'm in the middle of painting one of my Warhammer figures too. Nice, what one? What is gracing your painting desk at this time? So I just added a little bit of white spirits because the grime was a bit too grimy on some of the areas of the armor in particular. So by adding a little bit of white spirits, it makes it a lot easier to wipe away. Like so. And I think that's a good result on that dude. And then compare that to what it looked like when we put it straight on. Like, the difference is night and day. And now we need to do this one. Hey, you should be a Games Workshop painter. Oh man, that'd be cool. That would be very cool. Maybe one day. Or maybe I'd just try and like really improve my skills and go for like a golden demon or something. Wouldn't that be awesome? Winning like a golden demon. Be so good. Far from it though. Some of the painters out there are absolutely bonkers. They're next level. Yeah, see how this one's been left a little bit longer and it's harder to get rid of the grime off the armor. It kind of just sticks a little bit more. Means we're going to have to obviously add a bit more white spirits. Which is fine. Just means it kind of stains the armor a little bit more too. So, and the stains, it's really hard to actually remove once it kind of slightly alters the tone. You can't really change it. It's kind of like that forever, which is fine because we're trying to go for a little bit of a grimy effect anyway. Hang on, I'll read a few of these comments. Apologies. I've been too busy just brushing my little toy soldier with a makeup sponge. How very manly of me. What are your tips for painting heads, Jacob? I'm assuming you're saying face heads, the unhelmeted versions. I would get a few and just practice off, like not on a model, just literally get them off the sprue or buy some off eBay or from your local store if people just want to give you a couple of spare bear heads. Practice with them, experiment with the colors. I think brush control is important on that. And working with very thin paints is also important because on faces the details are so minuscule. If you get even slightly thick paint, you start to clog up the details and it can be very hard to recover. So thinning your paints and practicing your brush control are kind of key when it comes to that sort of stuff. Let me show you a quick example of a face that I'm pretty proud of painting. And I'll try and remember how I painted it. But let me just kind of get this off first before it dries too much. Yes, that's looking good. But before I do that, let me just read a couple more of these comments. When am I painting the Space Wolves head takers? Mad Tony, I will get onto those once I get through this commission. It's going to be a reward for myself. So once that's done, we will crack open that box, I reckon. Putting the stream on is a mood. Thanks, Pax. Glad you like it. Legend Gaming, curious, any reason why you use the round brush for dry brushing over just using a regular brush? So this is not a brush, my friend. This is a makeup applicator. And we're not actually dry brushing. We're taking away the enamel paint that we put on. So it's removing paint. It's not actually putting it on. If you're interested, look up Reductive Technique. Grimdark Compendium is a YouTube channel you want to check out if you're interested in oils and enamels. If you can nail the face and eyes first try, chat has to drop some likes surely. Thanks, Luke. I'm not sure if we'll get around to painting the face and eyes this time. Maybe next time. But yes, appreciate it. But thank you, Jake. Demon, the Golden Emperor is the only thing I want. Oh yeah, dude. What do I think of the Salamander's Battle Patrol? I think it looks really cool. I want it. Medic Mark's not a toy soldier, it's called a war dolly. Oh, that's right. Yes, my mistake. A war dolly. Okay, what was I going to show you? I was going to show you a face. So, if I can get up close with it focusing. Oh, hang on. Let me do this. I'll zoom in a little bit. How do I zoom? Over here. Here we go. So, as you can see, it's just lots of little thin layers. So I started off with like a purple base tone for this guy, for his face. And I'm pretty sure from memory, you could use something like this color. You don't need to have exact color. This was too zoomed in. Sorry. Dark burgundy from Pro Acryl could be a nice purpley undertone, and you build it up. So you can build up using. It's going to be zoomed in. Apologies. Shadow Flesh from Pro Acryl, and also beige red, and it's literally just lots of glazing back and forth to get to that sort of effect. And then in the recessed areas, I used a bit of Magos purple contrast paint just to pick out a bit more color in those particular areas, but it's kind of hard to explain without actually painting it. I think I've done a video as well on my TikTok if you wanted to check it out on Pale Flesh. Something similar might be worth checking out if you are interested. But we can put him to the side. Make sure I've got all those little areas free of grime where I don't want it. I think for the most part we're happy. Double check. Close up to my eyes. Yep. I think that's pretty good. Happy with that. Hello, my love. Are you going to bed? Alright. 1 second, guys. I'm saying good night. Alright, I am back. Apologies. It is 11 o'clock here. Getting close to bedtime for me too. I've just noticed I have some spillage on my desk. Need to clean that up. Okay. Ooh, gross. I missed a bit. Let's wipe that away. There we go. Jake, I'll tell her you said goodnight. Luke, you'll stay up as long as it takes. I don't know if I can stay up as long as it takes, mate. That's the problem. Getting too old. If I had the time, the energy, and didn't have work, I would be pulling all-nighters. Alright, that'll do. Say goodbye to the Nurgle palette. She is going away for this evening. What's up, dude? It's David. Hope you're on a hunt for that guard spider. Oh, David, my friend from Instagram. How are you, mate? Still no spider in sight. No spider in sight. So let's get onto this bloke here. Pull the palette out. I thought you said I'm pulling all night. Chubby penguin. Well, wouldn't you like to know? Storm Hunter, thank you, dude. Thank you. So, I think what we can do here is just do some edge highlighting on some of the bone armor, if it's dry enough, which I think we're good with the oil paint. So we're going to use some Wraithbone. And just pick out some of those edges to really make it, as they say, pop. Here we go. Just chilling. Very nice, mate. I am just chilling too. Painting some Dark Angel Space Marines with all you guys. Maybe for a little bit longer. Maybe 20 minutes or so. We'll see how far we get. Because it is getting late here. And I haven't been feeling the best, to be honest. I've been away for work, and there was quite a few sick people at the airport and on the plane. It's like coughing and sneezing and shit, so I feel like I might have picked something up from them. Hopefully not, but maybe. Red Sparrow, this is epic. Thanks, dude. I am glad you like it. Look at the difference that makes. Like left side, right side. Just pops. Is that a Deathwing Blade Guard? Jesus Sosa, or Jesus Sosa. Yes, it is. You are very correct, my friend. I need to do more of these streams, by the way, guys. I have hopefully have more hobby time soon once I get through some stuff with work. And that will be the plan. A couple more streams. Maybe not daily. I think for the last couple of weeks I was pretty much on every day. I don't think daily is doable. It's just too much other shit that I need to do. And then I come home from training and I'm tired sometimes. Balance, I think, is what I'm looking for. Striking a nice balance. And then also I'm thinking of doing like some more longer form content. So please tell me what you'd like to see. Like tutorials? Like just some like tutorials, longer form content? And if so, on what? Like I made like that Ultramarines tutorial. I made that Death Rattle Skeleton tutorial. I just don't really know what people would want to see, you know? So any ideas would be lovely. Because I really want to kind of put more content out there on YouTube. Have I painted any Deathwatch yet? Jake, I have not. Sorry, mate. I don't have any Deathwatch upgrades, brews, or models. So much like the Salamanders. A chapter I have not painted. Or mix of chapters? Would you even call it Deathwatch a chapter, even though they're like a mix of chapters? Question for you. Dr. Emperor Roni the Fourth. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Appreciate it, mate. And for those of you, I know a few of you are already in, but I haven't mentioned it tonight, as I've forgotten to. But we have a Discord. If you want to come say hello, drop in your works of progress, share with the group, see what I'm working in the background and stuff like that, that is the link there. Come say g'day. A Black Templars fan. Thank you, dude. Thank you. And just for you, for your name, here is one of my Black Templars I showed earlier that I've painted up. And I would love to have an army of these dudes just on the table. I think they'd be sick. Just for you, mate. You got a Deathwatch kit built but not painted. Love to commission you to paint them. Thanks, mate. I'd be happy to paint them if I wasn't so swamped at the moment. You're welcome, mate. I'm glad you like him. This is where I was. It's broken. so forgive him. This is one of the first models I painted back, because I like the Black Templars. It was the box that got me back into Warhammer. From Squat Marines was my first Primaris Marines. But I tried to go for the box look, didn't quite nail it, but you know, still good fun. But I do like the more gritty effect of like this one, a bit more grim dark, you could say, less box arty. Let's get some of this helmet here. We can. Pax, thanks dude, appreciate it. Luke, tutorial content would be good. A lot of the same questions pop up during stream. Being able to point people towards a well set out tutorial video would help maybe. Yeah, I think so. That could work. Thank you. I just have to sort of think of the topics. Like people ask about paintbrushes and thinning your paints and all that sort of stuff. So maybe I'll look at doing that. Like a hobby 101 video with that sort of stuff. Could work, potentially. Mediocre Mark. Medic Mark. Sorry mate, you are definitely not mediocre. Medic Mark 22. I need to go to work. Are you on most days? Also subbed. Thanks mate for subbing. I was just saying before, the other few weeks I was on daily, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and go every few days live. I don't have a schedule. Once I do this a bit more often, maybe. But as it currently is, it's a bit ad hoc. So no schedule is the short answer, unfortunately. But generally around this time of an evening for me. So like between 8 PM to 11:30 is kind of when I'll be streaming. But good luck and have fun at work. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's do some highlighting on the gold. And for that, we're going to do Peridot Alchemy from Scale 75. Gene, have you ever painted any Blood Ravens from Dawn of War? When I was a kid, I really liked the Blood Ravens because of Dawn of War. I don't have the models on me. I don't think they're not here, so I can't show you. But they're old school Marines, like the little squatty ones. But yes, I thought they were very cool back in the day. The Blood Ravens. Gold Viper? Hell yeah, dude. What chapter or scheme did you paint yours up in? You can easily cover things like favorite brushes and utensils, mini-series on particular techniques, favorite paints and how you apply them, etc, etc. Luke, you are full of the ideas. Thank you. I might have to steal your content ideas. Appreciate it. Sometimes it's just hard, like, because as I've seen in this other comment you've just said about like the shorts, Like I make shorts and then I think that I've done it, and then it's like, oh no, it was a short, and obviously people may not have seen it, and then it feels like I'm doing content again. But I think that's fine. I think people wouldn't care because most people probably don't view all my shorts, you know what I mean? They only see one or two here and there. Probably overthinking it. That's what I'm trying to say. Gene, no, you're welcome, mate. I'm glad. I'm glad you're dropping questions in. Happy to answer them. I try to answer the questions. Sometimes I miss a few, so I do apologize when I do that. That's part of the fun. It's part of why I do this. Otherwise, I'd just be painting in silence, you know, not talking to anyone. I should do a video of you and the missus painting. She wouldn't want to be on stream or on video, I don't think. But that's a good one. Maybe if I get like a full-time YouTuber, that can be like one of my content things, you know? Because then it will like, I'll convince her, oh, you have to come on because like my livelihood's at stake. Come on. Have I ever tried painting Space Marines with Star Wars Clone Trooper color schemes, eyes and heart? Not that I was actively trying to, but I will show you some minis that I recently painted where people have said they look like clone troopers. And that are these guys right here. This one. I swear I have another one. Where is it hiding? So this guy, these two ones, painted up, and I can see where people think they kind of look clone troopery. But yeah, that's the style we went for. And then I also copped a lot of shit, pun intended, for a tutorial that I did on Shorts the other day with this Marine about doing rust streaks, and people saying that it looks like actual shit, like the poop Marines, which was kind of funny. I mean, people were dickheads, but whatever. It's kind of funny. So I made like a little meme video on it, which was kind of fun. Why not? Like I wasn't offended by any of the comments. It was just kind of funny. So I thought I'd take the piss out of myself as well. I can see where they're coming from. Particularly when like you apply it as an oil paint and it looks wet. Yeah. It didn't cross my mind that it could be poo. Should I get a Crusader squad or a Redemptor Dread next? Always more squads, dude. You want more Marines? I want to see a wave of Marines, mate. Michael Tron or Mitchell Tron? I can't read. Sorry. Can I ask where you got the head from, or is it a kit bash conversion? I am not sure. Sorry, mate. This is a commission piece, so it was sent to me built. So I don't know where this person has sourced the parts from. Apologies. I wish I could tell you, but I have no idea. I'm gonna say it's from an Ultramarine kit, maybe. Just kind of gives an Ultramarine vibe. I don't know why. Figurines cool. Thank you, Zyphon. You guys make it look easy. Yes, it can be easy, depending on how detail do you want to paint? Definitely can be easy. Contrast paints make painting easy if you're getting into it. Next one you should do is an Imperial Guard Commissar. Ooh, Charia. I want to paint the one, he's like standing there, very stoic. It was kind of released maybe a couple of years ago now, and the box art is just like painted in like a big leather trench coat. That's the one I want to paint if I ever paint a Commissar. That would be the model that I want to paint. Did we figure out a name for that chapter? Jake, I think Spectral Ghosts is the one that we've landed on. I feel like I refer to it like as that all the time. So I feel like Spectral Ghosts is the way to go. With some really good suggestions. So I'm just highlighting a little bit. Sorry, I didn't show you the paint. What am I using? Evil Sun Scarlet. Just to highlight some of the areas. Help give the shield a bit of life, give the red a bit of life, because it gets really dulled down with the streaking grime. Atomic Brick Studios, hello mate, how are you? People love studio setup showcases as well. That's another easy video. True. I was actually thinking of showing you how I made my paint rack. I might do that one at one point too. Further down the line for like a video. Yeah, we were trying to figure out a name, Jake. Yeah, for sure. Gene, how did you learn to paint and what was your first mini? So let's do a little showcase while I do this, and I'll talk through some of those other comments as well. So I don't have my first mini on hand, but this is one of the oldest ones. So if you are a regular on the stream, you've definitely seen it. But this is one that I painted up when I was about 12, 13. First year of high school, I think it was. So I keep him around. It's actually painted up for a friend, and my friend, who I'm still friends with, a good friend of mine, gave it back to me as like a memory, you know. So yeah, it's good to look back on where you come from in terms of your painting journey. And I'm just going to grab a few models while I read through this that I'm just going to show off, so you've got something to look at while I'm reading some of the comments. And how did I learn to paint for the second part of that question? Just practice, Gene, tutorials. I saw El Miniaturista mentioned in this chat. I love his stuff. I've signed up to his Patreon in the past to learn his glowing techniques, which is how we ended up doing this guy, using those techniques, the glow effects, which I'm very happy with. So yeah, PDF tutorials, YouTube videos, all that sort of shit definitely helped me on my painting journey. Daniel, thank you dude, appreciate it. All the way over in Germany, very nice. Not Poop Squad, no, not Poop Squad, unfortunately. Videos of collections, yes, that could be cool. Harry, thank you. Charlie, thanks, mate. That could be a good one for the video collection series. I should do a Hobby Fiend chapter Space Marine Sergeant. Hell yeah. Maybe. I think I've got one on a sprue that I could probably make up. Dude, how do you paint so well? Just practice, mate. Just practice. Takes time. I invested in an airbrush, and that leveled up my painting a lot because it speeds things up, and you can do really cool sort of blends and stuff with them. I'm a big advocate for the airbrush. How long have I been in the hobby? 2 years deep. I started when I was like 9 or 10 years old. But obviously, being a kid, I was not any good at it. And it was just a bit of fun. But yeah, I got back into the hobby about 3 years ago after having a big break from when I was a teenager to adulthood. So yeah, I'd say about 3 years solid painting now, back in the hobby, on and off. I'm glad you guys like the effect. That was El Miniaturista using those sort of tutorials for that. But yeah, appreciate it, guys. Bright yet grimdark, love it, dude. Took a break after your back injury, but I still got 2k of Death Guard to paint. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I have a big pile of Shane too, mate. Don't you worry. Yeah, I don't know what I'd call my style. I do like a bit of grimdark, but I feel like if it's too grimdark, then it loses the contrast. That's just a personal preference of mine. You left the World Eater, thanks, dude. KGW got you too broke for an airbrush, nice. Very expensive hobby. Hobby Fiend chaptered the Space Marines with that cool scorpion on their shoulder armor. Oh yeah, what are they? Are they the red scorpions or something? Hell yeah, maybe we should claim it. That is a really good suggestion, Char. Thank you, Char. Is an airbrush loud since you need a pressure machine? It can be, yeah. The one that I have is like a minimal noise compressor, but I mean it still gives off noise. But it's not obscenely loud. Yeah. They are a bit noisy though. Your wife made you throw out the Mountains of Shame boxes, lol. Tyler, I hope they were empty, because that would be devastating otherwise. But if you were keeping it for the artwork and just like looking at the boxes, I am also the same. But yes, I find it hard parting with the boxes themselves. A soldier, is that a white black Templar? It 100% is a white black Templar. It is not a white Templar. It is a white black Templar because he just wanted to paint his armor white. Have I done any Primarchs? I have. I've painted Angron and I've painted the Lion. If you wanted to check out my website, I think I've got them uploaded there on my gallery section. I've got a few more images of like my previous paint jobs on there because a lot of them are all painted for commission. So that's where they all live. Do you have Night Lords models? Kaiser, no, but I want to. I wanted to get that kill team with the Night Lords in it. I reckon that'd be cool. And like the leaks for the new Raptors or whatever, painted up in Night Lord style, looks sick. Kit of Darkness, do you only airbrush for your first couple of layers and then cut everything else in and touch it up? Yeah, I think my style, so what would I say? What did I show before? This Ultramarine. This guy, I painted up for a YouTube video, so you can see the full process of how I did this guy. I think it's this one, from start to finish on my YouTube channel. It's mainly pre-shading, so like over a black primer, white, and then a blue ink, and then highlighting up, and then going in with the paintbrush to touch it up. But check out the video, because that's, yeah, full start to finish. What else have I got? Oh yes, little orc boy over here. Space Marine Commander Commissar, yes. Phobos Emperor's Children. That's the new Emperor's Children box set. Want to buy some Death Guard bits. Yeah, I'm glad it was empty. Oh, funny. Highlighting stuff, not so much. Yeah, look, it takes time, Tyler. The highlighting. I mean, sometimes I can be quite sloppy with it too. Like, it just, yeah. Just practice, my friend. That's good. Oh, I'm glad, guys. Thank you for all the kind comments, by the way. Hobby Fiend Space Marine chapter has a Commissar Commander. Yeah, it's missing the head of a sawed-off Tyranid head on the ground by the feet of the Space Marine chapter. Nice. And another Raptor Marine here. New to the hobby, Kid of Darkness. Definitely have a look. You're welcome, mate. Get amongst it. I love it. I love all these suggestions about hijacking the red scorpions or whatever, making it our own. Raid, a man's got my dream job. Dude, this ain't a job. I wish it was, but it ain't. I ain't getting paid to do this. Maybe one day, but not at this current day. We'll get there though. That's the goal. The goal is to take over Squidmar and all those boys. Let's do a quick recap of where we got to this evening, because I'm looking at the time and it is getting late, so I'm going to have to call it quits in a minute, guys. But we got some decent way on our Deathwing Blade Guard veterans. As you can see, this guy's lacking the red highlights, but you can see some of the red highlights there. Same with the metal and the bone. And then this is where we'll end up. So we need to do some highlighting on the tabard and other areas, but that'll be where we aim to finish. But I'm just going to read through these comments and I will have to call it, guys, before I fall asleep at the desk. 2 questions. Do you have Tyranids and what is your biggest model? I've got the Tyranids from the Leviathan box set. They're still on the sprues. I have one which was painted up by my girlfriend right here. This was her first ever mini painted and she did a fantastic job. But no, myself haven't. In terms of biggest, I'd say it'd be my Night Rampager that I painted up. But I also have a Khorne, is it Demon Chitin engine to paint up. That'll be a big one. So yes, we'll get onto that very soon. You've got Mortarion. I'm afraid of doing him and not liking it. I know I can fix and repaint or whatever. Just inner anxiety because Mortarion is a dope model. Yeah. When you're painting those characters, I know the feeling. But you just gotta bite the bullet, mate, and just full send. As you said, you can always repaint it and be in Death Guard if it's messy in areas. That's part of Nurgle's gifts, mate. So don't stress too hard. Yeah, thank you, Ray. Appreciate it. 3 p.m. in your country. Oh, if only. It was 11:36 here in the evening now. Let's swap places so I can keep painting. Thank you, Black Templars fan. Appreciate it. And Brian, thank you. Can I do Templars next? Maybe one day. I think so. Once I get through. But thank you, Ray. See you, mate. See you next time. Any models where you paint flesh or skin, you just paint their names, sponge and inks, just curious. Nikita. So, yes, I do have some flesh painted minis. So here is an Emperor's Children. So I painted his face and the flesh on his panel. So this was obviously a mix. So I used airbrush for the armor. It came in with my paintbrush for the gold trim and picked out the skin with paintbrushes. So yes, I do mix it up. I think both tools obviously have a place, just like anything. Right tool for the job. So yeah, that's one of them with some skin. Here's another one. And then I showed this one a little earlier, but there was a bit more focus on the face there. I don't know if it focuses, but yeah, very pearly white smile, that dude. Takes care of his teeth. And this one as well, a bit more flesh here, but a bit more gross looking flesh that I've done previously. Deadman, he made it a bit late. Yeah, unfortunately you did, mate, but that's all right. Once we get onto that, I'll probably be streaming that for a while, so you see a lot of the big demon kite and engine thing. Luke, thanks, mate. I'll see you next time. All right, I'm gonna have to speed run this. Let me put my model down because I need to get to bed. Otherwise, I'm just gonna stay here reading all the comments. I appreciate all the kind words, so if I don't get to your comment, sorry. Is it worth getting contrast paints and giving Slapshot a go? Been printing out some Warhammer Orcs and want to paint them quickly. Contrast paints cost a bit, but is it a good investment? If you're wanting quick, 100% give it a go. You can get some really good results with the Slapshot, and you might just, love it. So 100% worth spending the money. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Nikita. Appreciate it. Do I have any tips for painting orcs? I don't have off the top of my head. I think that the tip that I'd say is obviously focus on the skin. The skin is the big part of the orcs. So this one here, I spent a lot of time on the skin. And the other elements not so much, because with orcs, that's the selling point. So I would say number one tip is to make sure that element pops. If you're doing it without saying, paint this, paint that, as a general rule, that would be my tip for painting orcs. Kid of Darkness, really enjoyed this hobby. I'm a commercial house painter myself, and I thought this would be fun. And it is. Skills definitely transfer in the knowledge of bases, etc. Hell yeah, dude. Very good choice in hobbies. I commend your choice of hobbies. Any tips for painting Black Templars? Mine look bad, lol. Not the worst, but could be better. Black Templars fan, if you have TikTok, I would 100% say search me up on TikTok, Hobby Fiend, same name. I've made a few videos on there because that's where I started on TikTok. And I've got tips on how to paint black armor, both with the airbrush and with not an airbrush. So check it out. And you can use that for your Black Templars. How do you paint power swords? This one here, if you're keen to get a similar look to that, if you watch, I think it was my last stream, I painted this up on stream so you can see in real time with the stream how I painted it up. So check it out. And if you're wanting different colors, all you do is just swap the colors out, because we use black and white to make this effect. If you wanted a blue one, you just used a dark blue and a light blue, for example. All right, I am going to have to head. Thank you very much. Too many comments here, but I really appreciate you guys sticking around for this evening's paint job, this stream. So I will, until next time, catch you. So good luck, happy hobbying, my friends. Maybe see you tomorrow night. We'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, until then, adios. Take care. Peace. Bye, guys.